What's going on, guys? It's unclemusclez. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's staying safe and sound and making sure you're not getting hit by any freaking stray bullets at some presidential rally. Shout out to Donald Trump, the goddamn animal! Getting shot in the head and going to freaking UFC right after the same day. What a boss. Shout out to America. I love you guys. Anyway, let me show you guys how to... okay, yeah, we're doing the video on how to recycle items that have blueprints attached to them. So some of the items that you pick up from loot crates will have these weird little blueprint thingies that I don't think a lot of people are noticing right now, and this is like the higher level meta of the game. I mentioned this in the recent blueprint shop video, and I was kind of like not really understanding exactly what it did because I don't really understand it 100% yet. It's all kind of brand new content, and I don't speak Chinese. So I'm trying to figure this out as I go and let you guys know what's going on as I learn it. In this case, we're going to use, because I don't really want to use this purple shovel at the moment. It seems like this is actually a nice little melee weapon. Let's get rid of another melee weapon. This is called the military shovel. This is an item that I picked up off of the open world somewhere. You can tell because under the owner name, it's kind of hard to go up. You can see the owner name is some Chinese guy. So that means that I didn't make this. Anyway, so we're going to reprocess this. And then when you reprocess it, you get a calibration blueprint, heavy melee, and then also all the other random stuff that you get. But that's okay. All we're interested in the moment is the blueprint. Now, the blueprint, what happens to that blueprint once you do it? So you go in your inventory, and where is the blueprint? Where's that blueprint? Where did it go? I don't remember. I don't remember. Let's organize everything, because I don't remember where it went. Organize, organize, organize. And for some reason, I can't go into... There we go. There it is. It's in the tools. It's in the tools blueprint, or item area. Calibration blueprint, heavy melee. Now, how do you use these? Well, if you have a melee weapon, right, you can go here and you can calibrate your melee weapon. So, for example, the melee weapon I'm using currently is this camping knife, which is cool. Now, you see where it says here, replace calibration attributes? Now, insufficient calibration limit. I think that's for the next level. Weapon's already fully calibrated. Let's just see what happens here. This is the blueprint I have, so I can drag it in here. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I kind of messed up here. Okay, so this actually might work. So light striker style. This is the one I have already added to my melee weapon. This was another blueprint I have added. Light striker style. Movement speed plus 10. Light strikes continuously increase melee attack speed up to 30%. Now the other ability we have on here is a plus 5.6% to the crit rate. That's what was actually on here, and it got upgraded because this is a tier 3. If I had this at a tier 4, we'd probably get this 8.3% extra bonus if we had this as a tier 3 weapon, but it's only tier 4. That's all I can build at the moment. Okay, so let's just see what happens when we add this blueprint. Excellent. Okay, so I still get the hard striker, and it's also replacing the so it's actually replacing the second level, and then I think potentially it could replace the third level. Maybe you get to choose as you're doing it. This part maybe. I'm not 100% sure on this, so I will have to mess around with this a little bit further. I just want to show you guys how this kind of works and what you can do to mix and match and why the meta is very cool in this game. And every weapon is now unique, and the meta is going to be completely different for every user, which is really cool in my opinion. Like, it's not the same thing it was last game. It's a lot more customizable. It's a lot more unique. Now, what I'm having trouble understanding is how this actually works. But this seems to be... I would get this bonus on top of the other bonus if this was a tier 4 weapon. But since it's only a tier 3 weapon, I think I'm getting this elemental damage blaze thing out. Let's just double check one more time. Yeah, because normally my crit rate would be 5.6, and I get the light striker style. Now if I click this, I get hard striker style, heavy attack damage, plus this elemental damage. Oh, I understand now. This has 3 attributes on it. Sorry, guys, if I did not explain this well, because I didn't know, but now I get it. These are 3 different abilities you get according to this. Actually, the blueprint I may be using this wasn't 3 abilities. I'm not sure. But this one has 3 abilities, depending on how high you can calibrate your weapon. So it's not necessarily level 7. If I can calibrate it to level 10, I'd be able to get that third ability. This one blueprint seems to change all of the abilities on the weapon, not just one. So I think I'm explaining this. There's still a little bit of a weirdness going on here as far as how this is supposed to be applied, because I don't really understand 100%. But I am trying to show you guys that this is a mechanic that does exist in the game, and I highly recommend exploring it. There's quite a few weapons you get from the game that you're never going to use. And last beta, what I had a problem with is that I just ended up kind of holding on to everything. There's much more incentive this game to just reprocess stuff, which I like, because I don't need a bunch of items in my inventory. Here's another idea, or here's another weapon I have. So if I reprocess this handgun, I'm going to do that. Let's disassemble that. Let's see what we get from that. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the calibration. Cool. So let's, in theory, if I want to calibrate this icebreaker, I can use replace calibration. Oh, it's no match because it's for a pistol. So if I had a pistol, do I have a pistol? I don't have a pistol. What's that? Heavy melee? Does this work for armor too? Let's find out. I know this is the one that has the key effect shrapnel hit part +1. I don't think if you reprocess this, you get anything from it. The blueprint things, I haven't seen any items that give you a calibration blueprint, but I've seen a bunch of weapons. Or sorry, I haven't seen any gear that give you the calibration blueprint, but I've seen a bunch of weapons so far that give you the calibration blueprint. So I'm not sure. And honestly, in retrospect, I don't think... No, if we change the set... Yeah, I don't think it exists for gear. It does exist for weapons. Anyway, sorry, this is a long one. Actually, well, it's one of my shorter videos, especially for me not knowing exactly what's going on. But that's really it. So you can reprocess all these weapons that you pick up, and you can get blueprints out of them. That's what the little blue thing is. Also, you get items out of them. So, like, I need vanadium crystal pretty often to upgrade other items. So any of the reprocessed items you get from those guns that you find, I wouldn't recommend this necessarily for guns that you actually made yourself. Those maybe I would recommend for using for PvP purposes, the ones that you're not using anymore. So if you upgrade from like tier 2 to tier 3 or tier 3 to tier 4, and then on top of that, the weapons that you get that don't have those weird blueprint things, I would use those for PvP purposes. But the ones that do have the blueprints for upgrading or for the calibration, those, if you're not going to use them, just reprocess them, get rid of them, because you don't really need them. They're just going to take up space, and that ability, especially early on, might change your gameplay drastically. So I definitely look into it. Anyway, that's it. I love you guys so much. I got to go, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Twitch.tv/unclemusclez. The worst team ever is recruiting. All the information will be in the description below, and I love you guys so much. I got to go. Bye.